Are we live? Alright, we are live. Hello and welcome to Streamline Racing Series Racing here from Bahrain. My name is GSR Patriot, aka Drew, and I'm going to be commentating this race. First race back after what felt like a very long 2-week break. Now it's some SRS racing. Unfortunately, it's a pretty small lobby today, only 12 racers in the lobby, but that doesn't mean we aren't going to get some good racing. I am solo commentating today, so I will not have anybody in the booth with me, but that is A-okay. We've had some of the first laps complete here of our 12 racers, with it currently being led by GSR CJ Pants in his Williams. Let's actually pull up the Tier 2 standings, just so I don't get anything wrong here. So Tier 2 points. Currently leading the table, we have GSR Riles in the Red Bull, currently sitting P6 on his mediums lap. He currently has only a 2-point lead over Communist MV, who is P4 on his currently P4 on his mediums lap. So a very close battle at the front. And then it drops off a little bit. Then you have GSR CJ Pants with 62 points. SDK Jake isn't really racing anymore, so he's not really a factor for this championship. So your top three are Riles, Communist, and CJ. And if you are Pluto, team leader of Williams, you love to see two of your drivers in the top three. Now they just need to go and get Riles, as we are on board with my boy Jake, but his lap has been invalidated. Let's head to the team standings. Team standings here. And it is currently being led by... Well, they didn't do Tier 2 points. This is Britain. So, Austria has... I'm so confused. Alright. As far as I know, currently Red Bull is leading the constructors with Riles and Simon by 11 points over Williams. It's 181 to 170. And then you have Aston Martin 108, but as I said before, the STK boys, they aren't really much of a factor anymore, as we did have a retirement Rice Cracker spinning at the death curb in the third sector, and he is now out of the race before setting a lap, so he will be starting last for our Bahrain Grand Prix for Tier 2. Most drivers have set a lap now, some on mediums, some on softs. Currently on board with Haas Boomer. He has done a lap, but it still looks like he is pushing. I would like to see his delta before he heads into the third sector, so we'll ride on board until he hits the death curb, and we'll see if he's up or not. Oh, he goes very wide, so that'll kill the lap. And he's just going to back it down here. Other people on the lap, we have Simon. Nope, not really, he's on an out lap. We have Riles, who's a 10th up. 0.127, or I should say down. He is improving by almost a 10th and a half here. Coming to the line, where can he put his Red Bull? Is it good enough for another position? No, it's not. Just a tiny improvement on his mediums. He's probably going to have to set a soft lap if he does want to get closer to the front of the grid. Remember, small grid though, so there's a lot more option here with the tire strategy and qualifying. You will see more people probably start on the medium set due to the smaller amount of people in the lobby, as we already have 4 out of our, or I should say 5 out of our top 5, or 5 out of our top 10, geez, I'm stuttering. 5 out of our top 10 on the medium compound. Joe is on the lap, but he invalidates right there like a bozo clown. And he will stay not having a time, so he has to go around again so he can do his lap. Ty's now coming to the line to finish his softs lap. Where can he put it? Good enough for P2. Half a second improvement, it'll get him to P2. Roughly 1.7 behind GSR CJ Pants, still at the top. And a very good lap from CJ's banker as he gets to go again. And yeah, we'll just ride on board with the Williams for his lap as he tries to improve his time. He still is at the top of the charts. There's Haas Boomer pulled off to the side. A pretty clean turns 1 and 2. Nothing really wrong with that. Maybe a little easy on the power, but not too shabby. He heads there, kisses the curb, good exit. Now you got to set yourself up here good for the right-hander. Maybe took it a little too easy, but if you can get a good exit, oh, a little bit of understeer. Still a purple sector though, as the game indicates in the bottom right of your screen. Heading into this very hard downhill corner, very hard to lock up, but does very nicely here. And heads into the second DRS zone of the lap. Getting into one of the most scary corners in the F1 game itself. This right here, the right-hander, if you kiss that curb, you go dying. But he does a good job staying off it, and he needs a wide corner right there. Good exit, a little slidey on exit, but still a good lap from what we see here. Heading into the final corner now. Wants to kiss that inside curb, misses it a little bit, that's okay though. Little loose on exit, but we will see where can he go. It is a tiny improvement, just under 2/10 improvement for CJ Pants as he improves his time to a 1:26.5. So now he has a 3.5 gap over Ty's as we have a Haas, I think Joe, that has spun at the death curb that we were just talking about. And he's going to get his Haas back going right here. Next person to complete a lap, it looks like Solberg, yep, but he is invalidated. We'll go to the next, that looks like an Alfa Romeo, so Y-Boy Jake. Oh no, other one. Y-Boy Lewis, I meant. He is also invalid, so we'll go to FR7, and he has spun at the death curb. Beautiful. After him, we have, well, let's go back to Y-Boy Jake, I guess. As he goes to the death curb now, does a decent job staying off it, but goes wide and invalidates. These drivers struggling here. And then we have CJ on his in-lap. And that is a Ferrari, I think, Haas Boomer, who's also invalid. So these Tier 2 drivers having a hard time putting laps down. This might be Haas Boomer's outlap. He might be trying to go again, or he could just be boxing. I guess we can find out. Not many cars on track right now. Only one right now, and that's Haas Boomer. Actually, I lied. Simon, or no, other Red Bull. Riles is on his outlap. Is Haas Boomer going? Yes, he is. So we will ride on board with Haas Boomer, as he is only one of 2 drivers that are on the circuit right now. Ooh, somewhat deep into the corner. He needs to set himself up nicely here. A little easy on the power. Not a great exit, but he's going to keep going here. Remember, you want to slightly kiss that inside curb. Even missing it wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, that's not that bad. He wants super smooth through here. Good exit. Oh, he goes a little wide. Needs to get out of the throttle just a touch. As we head into the downhill left-hander that opens up the next DRS zone. pretty nicely, kisses the inside curb. You don't really need to do that. And DRS slaps wide open on the Ferrari. Heading into the hard braking zone. Down to 4th gear. I want to keep the speed up though, up to 5th quickly. And now we're going to see how he handles the death curb. Pretty close to it, but not touching it. Very good. And he's Haas Boomer is a second up. That doesn't really mean much though. He's like 2 seconds down. So we will see how Haas Boomer can improve. Oh, that's really wide. That almost looks invalid. But good final corner. Doesn't kiss it, but still a good, clean exit. DRS zone up to the line. Where can he put his Ferrari? Hey, it's good enough for P2. Jumping Ties. As Ties is now exiting his pits. So great lap for Haas Boomer. Obviously left himself vulnerable to being re-overtaken with track evolution. But we will go with Riles, who was on his lap, right? Purple Sector 2. Purple Sector 2 for Riles as he heads to the, not the final straightaway, but coming to the front stretch, I should say. Oh, a little wide there on the exit. Not a great exit for him. DRS to the line, though. Where can he put it? Up to P4. So I have to assume he lost a good amount of time there on that final corner, as we have pretty much almost everybody that isn't retired, Joe and Rice Cracker, back on the track. My boy Lewis on board with the Alfa Romeo now. A little wide there, and he will invalidate. Simon just starting his lap. Let's see, so we have... Oh my goodness! We caught that for a split second. Y-Boy Lewis absolutely, what's the right word for it? Dying? I'm trying to find a good angle. And Communist is now out. Where is he out? Did he just retire on track? Where's Communist? Oh, Communist retires in the pits. I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. So he's going to opt to start the race on the medium compound. And we have an AlphaTauri who has just stopped. Solberg. So he might have gone for a spin there. Oh, he's lost the wing. So he won't be able to set another lap, as we have only 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the session. Let's see. So we have, I think that's CJ on his out lap. We have a couple guys on their laps currently. Ties being one of them. He's looking to steal that pole position back, but he is not doing great on this lap. 2 tenths down through the first sector. So we probably missed some, oh my goodness. Shambles lap for Ties. He's just all over the place, and he's going to back out of it here. He does not have enough time to go back around. Oh, I just noticed they took out the special Red Bull scheme. Limited time scheme for Red Bull now gone. And Riles is going to go back to the pits. He's not going to set a lap. So CJ probably doesn't even need to set another lap to get pole here, but he does go slightly better there in the first sector. It is purple, but he had a rough time getting through the S's. And I think that'll do it. Ties, it's over, right? Or is the time lying to us? I guess we'll see when Ties hits the line. But I think CJ might have just gotten pole. I don't want to speak too early. Y-Boy Jake and FR7 are still on laps. And Ties is just going to head to the pits. Where's Simon? He is on a lap sector 2. So we'll just ride on board with these guys to finish off their laps. I did not see the delta, how much CJ was up, but it says purple sector 2. And we will see, can CJ get a pole? And I think pole point as he comes to the line to hit the checkered, and it is another roughly 10th improvement, a 124.7. Is what does Y-Boy Jake have for him? A 3rd place, not that bad. Only 3 100ths off of, 3 100ths off of, nope. My brain's having a seizure. FR7 though, oh, not having a great lap. 2.1. And he might stay P7. Yep, and he will. So, GSR CJ Pants is your pole winner. followed by Hoss Boomer. And who was the guy who just got third? White Boy Jake. No way. Oh, where did Simon come from? Am I blind? I did not see that. All right. I lied. CJ Fans followed by Simon, followed by Hoss Boomer, followed by Jake and Ties, Riles, FR7, Communist, Solberg, and Lewis. That'll be your top 10. And two guys not setting laps, sitting in 11th and 12th. You have Joe and Riced Cracker. They will probably be opting for the secondary strategy to start on the mediums. And Communist is starting on the mediums in P8. So a couple different strategies going through the field. And we are going to try and get this race started. Whew. Very interesting end to the qualifying session, as we didn't have some of the main antagonists for this championship and main antagonists for this race doing laps at the end. We saw Ties head to the pits, Riles as well. And we are going to get this race started. A couple different race strategies here. Most likely a safety car will happen in this race. No offense to the Tier 2 guys, but we might see... We will see some different strategies. And the formation lap has now gone underway. Sorry about the little quietness. I'm gonna go through and pick some of my favorites to win. Let's see here. So we have the first guy on the opposite strategy. Let's just turn this stuff back on. First guy on the alternate strategy, Communist, doing his qualifying laps on the medium compound tire. And one of the main antagonists for our championship battle here in Tier 2. He is going to have a good chance here. And I pick him as one of my favorites to win. And, I don't know, picking CJ would be a bit boring, but he showed very good speed in the qualifying session. Look for that number 20 Williams car to be, in the end, on the top step of the podium. We'll go one more here. Number 93, Hoss Boomer. In the other room of me, his sibling. But he said he would have gotten pole, but he did his lap on old tires. So, look out for him to have some speed, and Simon. All looking very good in qualifying, but we are going to get this race underway here very shortly. So we did have Joe and Solberg disqualify from some contact between them. We are going to get this race underway. Lights. They're revving up. Great start for Simon. He gets a great launch. He's going to try and jump CJ. Hoss Boomer all in shambles. But we might have a new leader into turn one. Simon, the Red Bull. He's going to go from second to first here on the start. Watch out for White Boy Jake. A little contact with Hoss Boomer. They're going frenzy. And White Boy Jake is going to get the position on Hoss Boomer. And we do have a spinner in the back. That's Solberg. Scuffling throughout the field. And they will all settle into the line for the second sector. Oh, Communist almost spinning. but he is up 2 positions from his 8th place starting grid. Great start for him on the mediums. Now side by side, Ties and FR. And FR is going to complete the pass on Ties. What has happened to Ties? He's had a rough go at this as he locks up a couple times during the corner. And everybody now settles into line. Solberg getting the worst of all that scuffling at the beginning, as Spun is now 10 seconds behind the pack. Heading through the death curve, everybody gets through pretty smoothly. GSR CJ Pants right behind Simon. Simon, we were on board with him, had a great launch to start this Grand Prix, but you know CJ's going to want that position back as soon as possible before they hit the pit stop phase. At Bahrain, you can take the... Oh my gosh, Solberg spun again. Rough start for Solberg. But as I was saying, you can take these softs roughly... Oh my god, Solberg spun again. That man is having a rough start to the Grand Prix. But as I was saying, you can take these softs roughly to about lap 10, even though you want to get off of them as soon as possible. Bahrain likes to eat up the tires as quick as possible. And Rice Cracker on the second lap has a 3-second time penalty. My boy Luce taking a little wide excursion. There. Everybody's settling into single file now. GSR CJ Pants looking for a move on Simon. He might need the assistance of DRS, and PFL Solberg has just rage retired in the pits on lap 1. That is rough. CJ Pants getting very close to the back of Simon there, having to get out of the throttle because Perdier was taking him off of the circuit. But he wants to get this move done. And we have a Haas. Joe hits the death curve as well and goes for a spin. So another rough start for him. Can CJ get this move done? Will he push it that hard? Both are very good on battery. They haven't been wasting a lot. Haas Boomer and Boy Jake, 3rd and 4th. DRS enabled, so CJ will get it for the second straight here. If he gets good enough of an exit, he could try it. But he doesn't really need to push the issue, as Joe, 5-second time penalty speeding into the lane, and he retires on lap 3. So 2 retirees, both rage in the first 2 laps. So that's fun. So we're gonna keep riding on board with these guys here. Oh, what has happened to Haas Boomer? Haas Boomer has gotten all out of shape and is now in P6. He was just in P4, but has lost the position to Riles and Communist. But Haas Boomer getting really close to Communist right there. Does he push the issue and try and pass? He's just going to sit in line here. So Haas Boomer, P6, losing a couple positions, was in the 4th place. Oh, Boy Jake loses it! He's out! Boy Jake out! Is that a safety car? Virtual safety car. Everybody, you have to reduce your pace 40%. And we have our first retiree due to collision, or not collision really, just a self-spin at the death curb. And he is out of the race. We caught the tail end of it. He must have just lost the back end. FR77 is going to come in and get off of those soft compound tires, as well as Simon and Haas Boomer. So we had the leader pit to get off of those tires, and this virtual safety car is very well timing for these guys, as these guys have to reduce their pace. So they are all going to be able to complete their stops under virtual safety car conditions. So this is going to help all those guys out a lot compared to CJ, Riles, and even Communist. Even though he's on the alternate strategy, that virtual safety car did not really help his chances against Simon and Haas Boomer. Still under virtual safety car conditions, and we are back green now. I don't think anybody got drive-thrus. Everybody gets away pretty cleanly. We are back under racing. The gap for the lead has opened up a little bit. Riles and CJ now have a second and roughly a half separating the two of them as they continue their push. Communist, though, showing very good pace on those mediums. So I think he's going to be able to get the DRS here of Riles on the front straight and the second straight. And Riles is just going to pull Communist towards CJ. This is very good for Communist. And we have a little bit of a train forming from 2 to 4. Not really, but just all those guys within the DRS of each other. And CJ is getting all out of shape, losing a bunch of time to Riles, just 4/10 on that last sector and a half. Actually, it was 1.7, was it not? So CJ is getting all out of shape here. Riles is pulling the competition towards CJ. CJ maybe just struggling on those softs. He's going to try and probably want to dive down here in the next couple of laps. Same with Riles, same with Ties. They're going to want to jump off those soft compound tires soon. But CJ also saving his ERS. He's at roughly 90%, so doing a good job saving his battery for the battle that might be coming sooner rather than later. And he's opened up the gap just a little bit on Riles, 1.4 now. So he's getting back into shape here. Sitting in the clean air. No cars in front of him. Boy Lewis and Rice Cracker very close to each other. Might see an overtake here on the front stretch. Ties and Communist close as well, but they are in a bit of a DRS train, so not much overtaking will probably happen here. Rice Cracker going to the, oh, not going to the pits. Had me faked out as well. Boy Lewis is going to go down the inside. Can he complete the move? Side by side, late braking. Rice Cracker. Oh, Lewis parks the bus right in front of Rice Cracker. That might be damaged, but he's going to be able to go right back at him here. He's going to take to the outside. Can he get him around the outside here? Great view from the helicopter. Oh, contact! Spin! Boy Lewis around. Can't really put much blame there on Rice Cracker. He held his line around the outside. This is really bad for Haas Boomer. Boy Lewis joining right in front of him. And he's going to go down the inside. Very late move. And Lewis is just going to battle Haas Boomer. They're going to go side by side. Oh, this isn't going to work. Oh, and he's just hit him off. Boy Lewis has just hit off Haas Boomer, but Haas Boomer didn't even get the DRS. But Haas Boomer's going to empty his battery to try and complete the move around the outside. Contact again. Boy Lewis is not making this easy for Haas Boomer. And Haas Boomer is just going to have to sit in line. He has lost a great amount of time, and they both go a little sideways there in that dangerous uphill right-hander. And Haas Boomer is just going to have to wait till the front stretch with DRS assistance. So, unfortunate turn of events for Haas Boomer here. And almost contact again. Boy Lewis driving all over the place. Riles now didn't even notice, my bad. Riles is now into the pits and will come out way behind the competition due to that VSC. So that has gone up really in flames for Riles as we see FR7 go a little wide. Boy Lewis not able to try and make a move on Haas Boomer. He goes very wide there. And misses that apex. Haas Boomer's going to try and go back towards Simon. The gap is opened up to 5 seconds now. And Boy Lewis, 3-second time penalty. We did see him take a couple excursions off the track. And Not really a great turn of events for Y-Boy Lewis, as he did have the spin with Rice Cracker. Communist out! At the death curve, Communist MV is out of the race, and we have a safety car. Communist out of the race. This is incredible if your name is GSR Riles, your main championship rival, now out of the race after you get screwed by a virtual safety car. So Riles, even though he might not want to admit it, is shaking with happiness. And we will have a safety car. And as expected, CJ and Ties are in. Where will they come out now? They both go to the hard compound tires, which is very hard to drive around the circuit. And Simon retakes the lead, but Haas Boomer won't be able to get there because of the contact with Y-Boy Lewis. So Haas Boomer loses out. Oh, but he gets Ties! Does he? He does barely get Ties. And on the medium compound tire. So he's going to have a pace advantage to CJ and Ties. So even though Haas Boomer doesn't get CJ, he does slide barely in front of Ties. And the pack will regroup behind the safety car. Guys pitting at the tail end of the field, all fitting new tires. Rice Cracker onto the hards, Y-Boy Lewis, and FR77 now on the mediums. Very interesting start to the Grand Prix. You see Communist MV, who is just behind Riles in the championship standings, now leaving the session after a retirement. Very unfortunate for him. And Riles now on fresh mediums, the freshest tires, the best performing tires that are fresh. And he's going to be able to try and attack the hard runners and old medium runners in front of him. Very interesting developments going on in the race. A couple people with penalties. We had Rice Cracker and Y-Boy Lewis both getting 3 seconds very early into the race. And the whole group is packed up. And we will probably go green next lap. Very unfortunate for Communist, having a great race on those on the alternate strategy. Was outpacing CJ, to be honest. Was catching him on the mediums. Obviously the old softs are not something you really want to mess with, but he was having great pace, and sadly his race has come to an end. But still a lot to happen here. Riles can open up that championship gap with a good finish here. So Simon is your leader after a great start to the race and pitting under the VSC to get him out in front of CJ and Ties. Same with Haas Boomer, only he gets in front of Ties after a little bit of a battle with Y-Boy Lewis. So how hungry will Haas Boomer be to try and get past the hard runner of CJ? I guess we will find out here. When we go green, we should be going... Oh, almost a bit of contact there between those two guys. As we should be getting the thumbs up from the stewards in a little bit to tell us that we are going green, back green here. Once we hit the sector line in the middle of the death corner, we will know, and we are going in this lap. Now Simon, as most of the F1 fans know, does have complete control of the restart. Nobody can overtake until we hit the start-finish line. So how slow will he back up the field? And then when will he go? That is what CJ is trying to find out. Simon is weaving and weaving and weaving. CJ's just getting ready for Simon to attack. Simon goes. Oh, a great start for Simon. Now under pressure from Haas Boomer, CJ Pants. Haas Boomer's going to get the move done, I think, down the inside. They're side by side into turns one. Who is the latest breaker? And CJ has given up the position with a terrible launch. And Haas Boomer reads the start perfectly. Now CJ not going back at him. And the field will go back to single file. Simon, your leader, after fooling CJ, and CJ not getting his hards warm enough to try and launch like he wanted to. And now he is behind Haas Boomer, which is really not what he needs. But this is what CJ is thinking. I just need to get to the end of this Grand Prix because CJ can take these hards to the end. Even though they don't have a lot of grip and they're going to be very difficult to drive, he can take these tires to the end of the race. And that might just be what he's thinking. But he also has to worry about Ty's, who is on the same strategy. Is Ty's going to put this good amount of pressure on CJ to try and force him into a mistake? Possibly. Now Riles here hasn't made any moves here on the restart, but now sitting very close to the back of the hard runners, Ty's. And CJ, does he try and make a move? Sooner than later, when the mediums has an advantage over the hards. Haas Boomer. Now, yeah, we have a bit of a train here. Throughout the field. FR77 down the inside of Y-Boy Lewis. Late braking. Y-Boy Lewis is going to come back at him, but can FR7 hold on? Little bit of forcing off, but FR7 does get to P7 on his hard, or on his mediums, I should say. Haas Boomer, good pace on Simon. No penalties for these guys. I will check warnings in a minute. The hard runners are holding on surprisingly well compared to the medium runners, so this is going to be very nice for CJ and Ty's when it comes for the medium runners to pit. And Riles very close to the back of Ty's. Can he try and pull off a move here? Not quite. We will get DRS re-enabled after this lap. So this is when the train will start to happen. Or is DRS already re-enabled? I don't think so. I didn't see it. But, oh, look at Haas Boomer getting very close to the back of Simon. Is this where he tries to get the move done? Not a great exit. Hit too much of that exit curb. But he's going to use a lot of the overtake. And he's going to try and set himself up here. He's at 35% on the battery. Simon looks to be saving it. Simon going a little defensive into the corner. Haas Boomer is going to take the wide exit to try and get a good run. Can he try and pull off the move for the lead here? Simon all out of shambles. Haas Boomer to the inside for the lead. Oh, a little bit of contact. Simon on the outside. Haas Boomer. Oh, Haas Boomer. Almost sideways, I think. And Rice Cracker, another 3 second for him. This battle for the lead is heating up between Haas Boomer and CJ, or Haas Boomer and Simon, I should say. Haas Boomer has another opportunity with DRS here on second straight. Oh, he hits him! A little bit of a bump and run. I wouldn't be surprised to see Haas Boomer concede the position, but he is going to do the old NASCAR bump and run to get Simon right there. He is American, so he knows that more than anybody. Little NASCAR bump and run to get the lead. Not really that clean, but nonetheless, Simon will have another chance to go back at him. But he has CJ now to worry about behind him. So how hard does Simon push these mediums? Oh, Y-Boy Lewis out of the race, Y-Boy Lewis. And another safety car. So Haas Boomer is now your leader. Wild Boy Lewis is out of the race. We didn't really see what happened. But Haas, Boomer, and Simon into the pits, I'd say for a set of mediums. And it does look like that is what Simon's fitting on. And that is what Haas Boomer's fitting on, I think. Yep, Haas Boomer and Simon on fresh mediums. Oh. Oh, wow. Simon almost lost the position to Rice Cracker, so he might have had wing damage. Did Simon repair the wing? I did not really pay attention to that. What is going on here? Comes to complete stop. Wow, what a very interesting turn of events here. And now back leading the race, GSR CJ Pants on his hard compound tires and ties in P3. So we did see a little bit of contact for the lead. Hospital just a little bit later on the brakes than Simon. And we saw a tiny bit of contact in between them. And Haas Boomer now has the jump on Simon, who will have the freshest tires of the field, both on fresh mediums. And they will continue on. Only 7 racers remaining. I can't remember the last time we've had a Tier 2 race with 7 people left. But I'd have to get told by one of the admins in the Twitch chat. But I honestly can't remember last time we've had this little finishers, and we aren't even halfway through the race yet. Still roughly coming to 16 laps to go under safety car conditions. 5-second time penalty, Rice Cracker and Simon. What is happening here? Simon's going down to the pits to serve the penalty. And Riles is also in. So Riles in, probably for another set of mediums. Can't really see from this angle. And Simon double stack, so he's going to lose the position. Oh, Simon's replacing the wing again. How has this happened? So Simon getting a new wing after contact with Rice Cracker, maybe? Yeah, Rice Cracker is missing his wing too, but he didn't fix it. Thank you, F1 driver. One of the Baku races had less. But look at this. Rice Cracker with no wing has gone back out on the circuit. So since none of these guys are regrouped with the pack, we might not go back racing on this lap. Very interesting. Simon, though, didn't have a fresh set of mediums, so we have to go to the hards. Simon. Oh, my goodness. This has gone up in flames for Simon. So he is now on the hards. So if the safety car doesn't go in this lap, I would honestly go back to the mediums. I'd pit again because you're already in last. As they are heading to the third sector just in a little bit, you see the little white tick on the track map in your bottom right. They will hit it. The field is not close enough to go racing this lap, I don't think. So we're going to have to pace for another lap, I think. Yeah, we have hit it. So we are going to go racing, or we're going to go one more lap of pacing. So if you're Simon, you are going back down the pits and fitting those mediums, because the hards are absolutely horrible to drive here. No offense to the white striped tire, but the hards are absolutely dreadful to drive at this track, especially with low downforce. So if I'm him, I am going back down the pits right here, and I'm fitting the medium compound tire that he just had to replace. And will he do that? It looks like he will. Yep. Rice Cracker as well, but he's going to go repair the wing that he had torn off. So Simon's going back to the mediums. Rice Cracker probably going to his other fresh set of mediums, but he has to serve a penalty? He has to serve a penalty here. And he's going to put on a fresh wing and the medium compound tire. All right. So those are fresh compound tires, even though it says one lap. That was just the one lap they paced under safety car. So now Haas Boomer is now on the... actually, I guess Riles pit a lap later. Haas Boomer is the best of pretty much the freshest tires. And he has FR7, who is on 6-lap mediums, and then he has both of the hard runners in front that are going to have to hold on for dear life against these fresh medium runners. All right, thank you. Marcel McLaren gave him damage. So Rice Cracker and Simon. We did see the 5-second time penalty awarded to both drivers. FR77. All right. So FR77 I should refer to him as. Oh, it's just the Xbox adding the 4 numbers at the end. So FR77. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Getting yelled at in the Twitch chat. Little bastard. All right. So this should be, yep, safety car in this lap. So what will CJ do to try and stump the runners behind? They do have to keep those hards warm because they will lose temperature quicker than any tire in this fleet. Oh my goodness, almost contact between the top two. Ty's just trying to pull to the side of CJ. Oh, it's a bit interesting here. CJ, oh my goodness, what is happening here? CJ going very slow here. He's going to wait till the line probably. Oh, he's going. They're going. Haas Boomer with not a great start. FR77. Ties though. Might get it on CJ. He's going to go around the outside with the slipstream. Oh no, CJ's going to break leg. Oh, he overshoots it by a ton. New leader Ties. CJ and FR77 now side by side. Oh! And Haas Boomer having to go off track to try and avoid CJ. Haas Boomer going to the inside of Haas. Oh, CJ. Can he make the medium tires work here? They're going side by side through the S section, and it's a beautiful move for Haas Boomer. Haas Boomer now into the podium position. And CJ has had such a shambles of a start. Down to P4 after starting as the leader. And now Ties is your leader. Fat lockup for him though. And we are now single file racing. Great start for Haas Boomer. He had to make that move on CJ super quick because now CJ can hold up those new tire runners. Oh my goodness. Simon and Rice Cracker side by side. Oh, this can't possibly end well. Oh, Simon having to back out. CJ out of the race. Holy smokes. GSR CJ pants out of the session, and we have a virtual safety car. Holy smokes, that was insanity. Almost coming back onto the track and hitting CJ and Rice Cracker as we were riding on board with them. I did not catch the onboard with CJ, but it looks like he just lost grip there. And Rice Cracker, oh, a couple people going into the pits. Oh, with the hard runners and FR77 are in. All right. Oh, it's a full safety car now. Full safety car now. Haas Boomer is your leader. I didn't notice that. We have 6 runners remaining in this Grand Prix. 6 runners remaining. A safety car with 13 laps to go. This race is... That death corner in Sector 3 has just claimed so many bodies today. It claimed CJ, Lewis, Communist, and Jake spun there. And Joe spun there, and then Rage retired into the pits. And Solberg spun there as well. So we've had 6 people that have spun there and Rage retired, or spun there and wrecked out of the whole race. So that corner has claimed a lot of bodies today. And FR7 now saying in the Twitch chat, no tires except the hards. So that is why he has fit those tires other than compared to the mediums. So it's going to be hard to try and come from the back with those tires. Ty's fitting the softs, which is going to be very good for the start of the run. But those tires will fall off a cliff probably by laps 7 or 8 of the run. So maybe Ties is hoping for another safety car late. I don't know how many safety cars we can have in one race, but this is our third. Now, and then there was 6. Yep, as F1 driver says in the Twitch chat. Boomer now is your leader. Very interesting turn of events. So, CJ now out of the race. Riles has the chance to open up that championship lead to an amazing number. Going into this race was just 3. Well, that was after Britain, and we had Austria, I think. Honestly, this Tier 2 schedule has got me confused, but nonetheless, and where has the safety car gone? Where is the safety car? The safety car has just disappeared? It is now behind. What has just happened? What has just happened? There's now a frenzy to get around the safety car. What has just happened here? Now the safety car is now stopped. On track, you can see on the mini-map. What in the world? So, they might just be... I'm just getting word from Boomer, who's in the other room, it says, catch the safety car queue. So they have to go back around and then catch the safety car again. Ties is on the soft in P5. So this game is just terrible. That's the second time I've commentated a league race at Bahrain where the safety car has just shit the bed. Pardon my French, but we just had the safety car disappear, and then we had the safety car disappear and then come back to life behind Simon, and now they're regrouping with the safety car. So, do we pace 2 more laps? I am very confused here. So, I don't know if we're pacing just this lap or if we're pacing 2 more laps. A whole bunch of question marks here after the great game F1 2021 has just made the Aston Martin safety car disappear and then come back to life. But we will find out just Tier 2 things, as FR77 says. I've never seen anything quite like that, where you're under safety car and then it just disappears, and then you have to pace another lap to meet up with the safety car that disappeared. Oh, and safety car in this lap. So we aren't going to have to pace 2 more laps, and we are going to have a 10-lap shootout to end this Grand Prix. Boomer is going to back up the guys behind him, keep those medium tires nice and warm. Now, when does Boomer go? Is he going now? Oh, he's going to get a great jump on Riles. Riles was on the inside. What a great start for Boomer. A 9/10 gap he has just opened up now, and he needs to go to work here. Now, oh, Rice Cracker go to the inside of Riles. Oh, contact. Simon now getting through. Both of the Red Bulls are now going to try and chase down the Ferrari. But that has worked out perfectly. For Boomer, I should say. Rice Cracker Now getting passed by Ties. Not a great start for him. A 1.2 second gap now for the Ferrari. Wow, very interesting start. Now Simon was leading the race early. Can he try and come back at the two cars in front of him? He probably will need the assistance of DRS since these guys are pretty much on the same level of tires. But all that Haas Boomer's hoping for is that these guys on the mediums hold up Ties, who is charging on that soft compound tire, getting right on the back of Simon. How aggressive will Ties be? Oh, so close to the back of Simon. How aggressive will the Alpine be compared to these Red Bulls? Trying to set himself up for a good move here. Can he get Simon here on the straightaway? No DRS assistance. Haas Boomer with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix right there. And Ties down the inside of Simon. He's going to pull off the move, I bet. Oh, he just turns him. What did I just witness? Simon just... I don't know if there was a little lag involved with that, but all it looked like was just Simon ignoring that there was an Alpine right in front of him. And he just turns and dumps his shit. Oh, once again, pardon my French. So now Ties, I don't want to say he's out of the running, but it's going to take an amazing comeback to try and win this race. Wow. I've never seen anything quite like that before. Haas Boomer trying to hold on to an over a second gap for DRS purposes. It would just be him and Riles, because Simon is 1.5 behind Riles. It will not give the assistance to DRS. Keep an eye out for FR77 though. Oh, he goes a little wide. I didn't mean to jinx him there. That's probably a warning for going wide. He's making those hards work in P4. He's got Rice Cracker right behind. Rice Cracker will get the assistance of DRS on the second straight, so probably won't be able to make a move. Haas Boomer and Riles emptying their battery, as we see here, 25 and 32 respectively. Great exit for Riles there. He's going to gain a little bit on Haas Boomer. The gap is now almost under a second. There it is, 9.19. Haas Boomer gets a good exit right there and is just staying right around a second here. Riles needs to get that DRS ASAP if he wants any chance of overtaking Haas Boomer here. Holy smokes, what a start. Getting word in the Twitch chat, Marcel must be, I'm going to assume, a race engineer of Simon, saying Simon did not see him on his screen like Jarno Opmeer in Canada last year, referring to Jarno wrecking Tanzania, I think, in the esports race, claiming he did not see him on the screen. I bet Simon will have a clip of that, and the stewards will look at it after the Grand Prix. That being said, though, we still have a race to run. Riles now 1.4 behind Haas Boomer. Haas Boomer might be able to get his first win for ARL, I think, or SRS, I mean. ARL, I don't know what that is. SRS. So this would be his first win, I think. Obviously, still a lot of race to run, 7 laps. My math is correct. Yep, 7 laps. And he's just got to keep that gap between Riles and him healthy. 1.3 it is currently, down to 1.2. And they're pulling away from Simon. Simon, I don't think, has damage. Yeah, that wing looks clean. It doesn't look like there's any side pod damage. And Ties, though he is catching at a pretty good pace, those softs, I assume, are going to fall off a cliff near the end of the race. And Ties has emptied out all of his ERS, and he still is down to 6% on that battery. He needs to recharge that. Shame for Ties if Marcel is telling the truth about Simon, because not much that Ties could do about that. But that still being said, Simon is in front. The gap between Riles and Haasboomer, 1.6. This is Haasboomer's race to lose. He is in complete control right now. 1.5 is the gap. He just needs to run a smooth race, no penalties. Speaking of that, I will check penalties now. We have to go to race director. Haasboomer, no warnings. Great job. Riles, no warnings as well. Simon, we saw him get a 5-second for collision under that safety car. And then he has a warning. 2 warnings. Might be for contact, though. I don't know. FR77, a warning and a warning. So 2 warnings for him. Ties, a warning, and a warning and a penalty. So he just got a penalty. Wow. Yep, there it is. All right. So the top 2 aren't going to have to worry about penalties probably. I mean, unless they seriously choke it up. It is just going to be a race to see who wins on track. Thank you to everybody who's tuning into these last laps of SRS Tier 2 at Bahrain. Started with 12 runners, down to 6 after the Death Corner claims a couple bodies today. But it has all come down to this Haasboomer and Riles, separated by only a 1.5 seconds. Coming to 5 to go. 5 to go for Haasboomer's first win. And 5 to go for Riles to try and extend that championship lead with a 25-point increasement, I should say. For now, it would only be 18 with the second place finish. But he is going to try and push to get Haasboomer here. Haasboomer is driving the race of his life to try and hold on to this. Ties, though it was a very good pace to start the run, his soft tires has just fallen off expectedly. 3 seconds for FR77, who is only a little bit behind Ties. That might be a battle really soon. And Rice Cracker steals the fastest lap from Haasboomer with a 1:28.1, I think it was. I did not really catch the end of it. This is the closest battle on track for P4. FR77 is going to get the assistance of DRS here, and Ties is dangerously low. They were both dangerously low on ERS. Can FR77 try and pull this move off on the front straight? He needs a good final sector here. They're both going to be fighting for grip here on hards and old softs. They are very close together. The gap up front still 1.6. And Simon has a 2.8 gap for the final podium position. But here we go. FR77. Oh, Ties is going in to the pits? No, he's just going very defensive. Close to the pit wall. FR77 now going to go down the inside. A little bit of contact with them on the straight. Ties, late braking. Could try and cross him up. Will get the DRS for the second straightaway. FR77 might have the move done, though. Yeah, it doesn't look like Ties is close enough. He could try a late move, but he won't. He thinks better of it. And FR77 with a tiny lockup, but gets the P4 position. Can Ties try and strike back at him, though? We will see. Gap up front, still very healthy for Haasboomer. Staying pretty similar to what it is. We have 3.5 laps to go here for Haasboomer's first win. Simon still sitting about roughly 3 seconds behind Riles. FR77 with a penalty, though, so Simon is pretty safe to get that final podium position. But it is not over until the checkered flag falls. Riles closing the gap a little bit here, down to 1.3 seconds. Haas Boomer needs 3 more good laps out of his Ferrari to try and bring home a checkered flag and the top step of the podium. It is all coming down to the end here. Ties and FR77 still the closest battle on track. Now are completely out of ERS is Ties. He's going to get some... Oh, late braking move. Oh, a little bit of contact there. FR77 might not get a great exit. Oh, Ties doesn't get one either. It might still be FR77's position. And it will be as they head into the second sector. Oh, what has happened for Haas Boomer? The gap now down to a second. Riles, he needs to push here to get DRS. If he gets DRS, he could secure. I don't think he got it. Nope, he didn't have it at the detection line. Haas Boomer stays alive. The gap now under a second, but no DRS for Riles on this straight. Haas Boomer has a chance to try and open that gap back up. 1.1 is the gap. That is crucial for Haas Boomer. The gap now almost 9/10. That is what Riles needs to get the help of the DRS. Coming to 2 laps to go. Haas Boomer is using all of his DRS on the straight. He's down to 3%. He's leaving himself very vulnerable if Riles gets Riles has DRS! He's leaving himself very vulnerable. Haas Boomer, 2 laps to go. Riles has DRS. This race is not over. And he will get it for the second straight as well. This has gone up in flames for Haas Boomer. Riles, now it's a chance to attack. But not close enough this time around. Haas Boomer needs to use everything he has left to try and stay in front of that Red Bull. Driving a very clean S section right there. FR77 another 3-second time penalty as he battles with Ties. But we will just focus on the battle for the lead for the rest of the race. Riles getting that DRS assistance again. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Haas Boomer gets a good launch off the exit. But GSR Riles is just saving that ERS. Look at that, 35% compared to Haas Boomer's 8. Haas Boomer needs to save some ERS for that front straight if he has any chance of holding on. Riles, 33%. It's going to come down to the final lap. Less than 5/10 separates these two. Haas Boomer goes a little wide on that exit. And here's Riles. He is using everything he has. Where does Haas Boomer go? Oh, swerving Haas Boomer. Very dangerous movement right there. Contact between the two. What Riles hits, forces him off. The gloves are off here in Bahrain. Riles is going to get the position. But Riles goes deep. Here comes Haas Boomer back at him. Haas Boomer's going to have one more chance here. He's going to have that second DRS zone. He's got to set himself up for it. Not doing a good job right there. GSR Riles might have this win. Haas Boomer very close, but it's not over yet. Cutting the track right there. Haas Boomer needs everything right here. He does not get a good exit. Riles might have it here. Riles out of overtake. Riles might just have it here. He needs a clean couple of sections. Haas Boomer needs to give it everything he's got. He's closing that gap. He is so close. It's going to come down to the final corner. Riles and Haas Boomer using everything they have. Oh, Haas Boomer hitting him in the back. It's over. Riles is going to survive and win in Bahrain. Oh my goodness. Oh. Haas Boomer tried everything he had to survive, and Riles just survives at the end to pick up the race victory. Picking up the final podium position is Simon. Oh my goodness, man. What an ending to that Grand Prix. And we are going to have Rice Cracker do some donuts for us. But he crosses the line and finishes. But we will try and get our racers, or podium position finishers in this session. We will get Haas Boomer. Such a shame to see him lose that race, but a great win for Riles. And we will get hopefully all of our podium finishers in this party. Here is Riles and Simon joining our party. Holy smokes, what an end to that Grand Prix. Haas Boomer might not join. He's a little... I heard some emotion coming from the other room, so we might not get his interview. Very entertaining battle to finish that race. I will wait just a little bit to see if Haas Boomer joins. I'll send him one more invite. But wow, what a comeback drive for Riles to come back at the end of that race and win it with a bit of a NASCAR finish there. A little bit of beating and banging, as what Denny Hamlin would call it, short track racing, to end that Grand Prix. I don't think we're gonna get Haas Boomer in this party, so I will start with our third place finisher, Simon 37M. Simon, do you have a copy? Make sure to include your audio to the stream.
Hi.
Hello, hello. Make sure your audio is included. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions about the Grand Prix. So Simon qualified second, a good lap. I didn't really catch it on stream because I'm a bit slow, but qualified second and gave yourself prime position to go steal the first position into the first corner, and that is exactly what you did. Walk us through that start and your good qualifying performance.
Yeah, I knew that CJ was fast, that he was 4 tenths quicker than me in qualifying, so I knew if I let him go, he would just disappear, so I focused on getting a good start, and that's what happened. And watch the revs, don't go, don't spin the wheels too much, and yeah, luckily it paid off.
Yeah, very good traction compared to CJ, and was a leader for the first part of the Grand Prix, pitting under the VSC and gaining that position back before a safety car restart battle with Haas Boomer. That lead got changed. You did have a little contact with Haas Boomer, a little bit of contact in that downhill left-hander. It looked like Haas Boomer just overshot the corner just a touch and gave you a little bump. Did you see anything different, or do you think that's just what happened?
Yeah, he probably broke too late and just hit me. But when I rejoined the track, I damaged my front wing, so I needed to box. So that's ruined my race a bit. So yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate contact between him. Just two guys racing really hard, and eventually, or sadly, came to the wing being torn off. Uh, that being said, though, good fight back to the third place position. You pick up 15 points for Red Bull, and that is very good points for Red Bull and constructors. You guys you guys open up that gap a little bit. You guys had an 11-point lead after Great Britain, and they haven't done points for Austria if the Austria race even happened. Uh, yeah, you guys do a great job extending that lead for Red Bull, and that's all the questions I have for you, Simon. Thank you, and great job with that third place position.
Thank you.
Yep. Now, since we have no Haasboomer, no second place finisher, we will go to our race winner, GSR Riles.
Hey, how's it going?
GSR Riles, make sure your audio is included. Couple questions, and I'll
Yes, sir.
send you on your way. A reaction. Wow, what an entertaining ending to that Grand Prix. Uh, you were setting yourself up perfectly for the last 3 laps to try and go attack Haas Boomer, saving up that battery for the last lap move on the front straight, and then you just held on from there. Walk us through those last 3 laps and what you were thinking during that time and before.
Okay, well, yeah, it was a crazy race up until that point, but I really just tried to hit my marks and I guess hang on to the back of him. I knew I had a shot if I could save enough ERS because I knew he'd be, on the button a lot trying to keep me behind. So yeah, I just bided my time and waited for that. I think it was the last lap or maybe the lap
Yep.
before the last.
Last lap.
Okay,
You
so
passed him on the front straight. Yeah.
yeah, he saw me coming, and I'm sure I don't know what he was thinking when he moved over, but I had to,
Late dangerous move right there. Yep.
yeah, and I had to, completely brake, lost DRS, so then I got back onto it once I moved to the left and went into the first corner's elbows out because, at that point we had both just signed on for, I guess what you had called it earlier, NASCAR racing. Yeah, at that point I knew I could keep him behind because he was going to be struggling for ERS, even with the DRS straights. So yeah, it feels good to win again. I don't like to win in that fashion, but it happens. It's hard racing.
Yeah, on that last straight, you had a 25% ERS advantage on Haas Boomer, so I was keeping in mind the ERS differential, and you just used all of that on the front straight, emptied it out. Even with the little dangerous move from Haas Boomer, able to get around him and hold on to win the Grand Prix. Um, let's see, qualifying. Where were you for qualifying? I can't even remember. You were top.
I think I
Pretty
started
like
sixth. Yeah, fifth or sixth.
Yeah. So obviously, our uh, tier two leading the championship right now. Not tier two
Mhm.
champion, leading the championship right now. Uh, did you just? No offense, but did you just have a rough qualifying session starting P6 or what? How did that end up?
Yeah, I didn't get a lot of practice, I'll be honest. I practiced a lot for GSR, and I didn't have a lot of time to put into Bahrain, but worked out anyway, so.
Yeah, it works out. And as I said before, Red Bull opens up that gap on Williams for constructors lead, and Riles yourself, you open up that lead in the championship now. So obviously, great job for Red Bull today, and great job to both of our podium finishers. Uh, that has been Tier 2 Racing from Bahrain. If you did enjoy, make sure to follow the stream. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. We had a peak of, I think, 19 or 20. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. And come back tomorrow, 5 p.m. BST for you Europeans, and then 12 EST for you Americans. For Tier 1 racing, hopefully you have a little more than 12 people. I'll be racing. I'm going to try and do something tomorrow. I've been GSR Patriot, our winner, GSR Riles, and our third place finisher, Simon37. Thank you all so much for watching.